All right, what's up, YouTube? We are here with
Clay Grider.
Back at it again.
Yep.
What'd you do this time?
Made day 2 at the Nationals for Yu-Gi-Oh! Down in Austin, Texas, and specifically ended at 140th.
With what deck?
Good old Tenpai Dragons.
Gosh.
I know, first cash, now this, you know. Amazing deck choices, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we want to do shout-outs now or after?
We'll do them now.
All right.
Just shout out to everyone up here in Kokomo. Huge reason that I'm able to play the game at the level I currently am. They always help, they always support me. Shout out to Tag Team, where we come and play our locals, and shout out to all the boys that are able to make it down to Nationals. But other than that, I think that's about it. So we'll dive right into it.
All right.
It's a pretty simple list, I'm going to be honest. 3 Hydra, it's a normal summon of the deck. It's pretty good, right? And then we've got 3 Chundra. You're always going to play 3 Chundra. It's probably one of the best names. I still did hold on to 2 Fadra. I felt like 2 was needed because sometimes you'd either burn through the first one or you just open one, and with Genroku now you kind of need access sometimes to go grab the second one out of deck, reborn something. I'll probably keep it at 2 going forward. And then speaking of Genroku, 2 Genroku is a pretty good card. Going at like end phase to summon it, and then you can either go into like Chundra or Fadra, bring back a Chundra or bring back a Hydra, search during their end phase. It was pretty good. And then the one card I kind of regret as a normal summon, I just played 1 Dora Dora. Going forward, I don't think I'd play this card. It's kind of bait. I kind of just wish it was another hand trap. It was nice the one time I saw this with the field spell, because you can set up a Transcendent before you go to battle phase, plus you have Kaiman still in hand. But I don't know. I think I'd rather just play 3 Hydra and just keep it like that. And then for like a pseudo engine hand trap card, Magma, it's really good, especially with the Fiendsmith stuff running around. Yeah, this card's insane. Actually, you know what I would probably argue is maybe play like another Bestial. Over the Dora Dora. That way you can search it with the Magma. It's another interruption. It's pretty good. For spells, 3 summoning, the 4th copy of summoning, if you're not that good. And 3 Kaiman. I mean, these ratios probably will never change for Tenpai. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we got consistency, 3 Pot of Prosperity. You can kill through it. Why not play it at 3? It's the way you find your engine sometimes, or grab your field spell if you need it. Board breakers. I did main 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Duster, and 3 Droplets. I'm going to be honest, I kind of regretted playing these over even more hand traps. I felt like this was the only board breaker that really mattered throughout the whole day. And maybe it's just because I played like 60% of my matches were against Snake Eye. Could have been. Against Yugioh, this card did insanely well. I didn't even have to make like Samurai Destroyer or anything like that. But going forward, I'd probably just replace these with other hand traps, maybe like Veiler or Mourner, something like that, or Bestials, as previously stated. And for the hand traps I did play, I just played Imperm, Ash, Droll, and then the kind of controversial one is I did main 3 Shifter. So the logic behind the Shifter and the Droll was I wanted to just throw in hand traps that if I saw them, usually they ended the turn. So Shifter was an amazing card all day. I'm so glad I mained it, because every single one of my matchups did not like Shifter except for the Tenpai Mirror. And that was the only time I ever took this card out. So if it was a good 11 of the 12 rounds for the day, I felt like I should probably keep it in there. Droll, it was alright. I'd probably keep it just going forward, but it came out kind of frequently. And then Ash and Perm, like those are staying in there no matter what. Going on to the extra, the best inboard of all time, Seals Pass. it's so good in this deck. Just being able to get out the new pieces. We don't care that they're 0/0. It'll be fine. The other links, I did play one Striker Dragon, mainly for SP Little Knight, just get a free banish off of that. And then I also played Hida and Princess, kind of Hida for the mirror match. That's honestly where it really came up the most, being able to like snag their own Hydra out of the grave. That was insane. Princess, I don't think I made it once all day. It's there as a last resort, but I definitely don't think you need it. Synchros, Black Rose Dragon, it's a fire dragon. You can nuke their board, and if you do it during main phase 1 with field spell, it's unaffected. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, it was okay. It's just kind of an option. An actual really good option, Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. This card, if you can make it, like say you don't have in hand to get to Transcendent with field spell, but you can get to this with Kaiman in hand, hey, sometimes that's good enough. Also played one Kui Belt just as a generic pop target. Sometimes it came up in the battle phase. It was alright. Samurai Destroyer, good against Yubel. It's also really good because you can declare an attack with it and then go Kaiman effect. And the way this card is worded, they cannot ash your Kaiman on the attack declaration if you attack with this card.
Yep.
So that was kind of like the main way I used it. It was kind of, I guess, another way to make a meteor burst, essentially. But then the times I did play against Yubel, it went crazy. And then for, you know, the 2-Bident, every Tenpai always plays 2-Bident. I did play double Transcendent only because I thought there was actually going to be more cash at Nationals. But I didn't see Unicorn once. I don't know, going forward, I think I might replace one with a Ruddy Rose, but other than that, it's alright. And then the one Trident, just for the OTK power. And for the side deck, I felt like these went in all day, was 2 Druid Swarm. I honestly probably should have just mained them. It's a dragon, it's a level 6, it works really well with Chandra. It's a free interruption against the Fiendsmith cards. Yeah, it was really good all day. Just in case we played against any Towers decks, I did play 3 Santa Claus. I didn't run into anything that, you know, made Towers, but I kind of feared it just in case, like a Pearly or a Raid Raptor, so it was alright. I'd probably keep it in there just in case you ever run into it. 3 Crossout in the mirror, this went crazy. It's also pretty good calling Ash or Imperm if you really need it to resolve. And then what replaced the Harpy's Feather Duster and the Lightning Storm a lot of the time was Cosmic Cyclone. This card actually is probably super underrated because it's really good going first and second. If you didn't want to play the Lightning Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster, you could argue just playing these 3 over those instead. And then for traps, 2D barrier, just because it's so good against everything that wasn't Snake Eye or Yubel. Like, you run up against Branded, it's amazing. You run up against a Tenpai, it's amazing. It was pretty good all day. Rivalry, this kind of fills in for the spot that D barrier doesn't cover. Really good against Snake Eye, but Snake Eye and Branded were the main ones that this one went in for. And then the last card, I did play the new Tenpai Trap, and it was actually, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good because you go Seals, as Seals bring out a Fadra, and then you go Fadra Chainlink 1 to bring something back, this Chainlink 2 to make them go to battle phase. And then once you hit battle phase, you can go one of the effects to synchro into a Bident, and then synchro that into a Transcendent, so now they have to attack your Transcendent, which is 3k most of the time. If they're just going to have 2 monsters on board, they're going to have to die to this card anyway. I don't know, it was okay. I'd probably keep it in going forward, because it's searchable, but other than that, I think that's about it. Really happy with how the event went 8-3-1. One of my losses was to Yassine on day 2. Super nice guy. Unfortunate that he had to be the one to end it, but, you know, it is what it is.
All right. Any last changes you'd make about the deck or any final remarks?
Like I said, I'd probably just remove the double Lightning Storm and the Harpy's Feather Duster, either for more hand traps or put the Cyclones in the main. Take out the Dora, probably change that for another Bestial. And then for the extra deck, like I said, just remove one of the Transcendents for a Ruddy Rose. But other than that, I think, you know, it's how I like it. I'm still going to keep Shifter in the main for the big events while Snake Eyes is still around.
Oh, you're a trooper. You're still playing?
All right. Well, thank you very much. And congratulations on your day 2 at Nats.
Thank you.